in the Prophet Muhammad's life, in which whenever he faced a problem, Allah conveniently solved it for him. For example, when he was sexually aroused after seeing his daughter-in-law, Allah sent him a message saying that he could marry her because his son was adopted and therefore not his real son, so the marriage was justified. Further, he created a new rule. Muslims would no longer be allowed to adopt children. Muhammad married 11 times, one of his brides being 6-year-old Aisha. He said, Allah told him that he was allowed to enjoy his wives, his female slaves, and all the captive women he possessed. Even though widow marriage was legal at the time, he made it illegal for men to marry any of his wives after his death. It became clear to me that Muhammad had written the Quran for his own interest, for his own comfort, and for his own pleasure. When I studied other religions, I found that they too oppressed women. I'm sure you have often heard that Islam does not support the killing of innocent people, that Allah of the Holy Quran never advocates killing, and that such acts are the work of a few misguided individuals at the fringes of society. We are told that Islam means peace, that Islam means tolerance. But is this true? Does Islam really preach peace, tolerance, and nonviolence? Those Muslims who perpetrate crimes in the name of Allah think otherwise. They believe what they do is jihad or holy war. They believe that killing non-believers is mandatory for every Muslim. Those who blow up their own bodies to kill people of different faiths do so because they believe they will be rewarded in paradise. They hope to be blessed by Allah, to eat celestial food, drink pure wine, and enjoy the company of virgins. When the Prophet was in Mecca, I think, and still not powerful, he called for tolerance, saying, "To you be your religion and to me mine." The famous quote is often misused to prove that the general principle of the Quran is one of tolerance. He advised his followers to speak kindly to their enemies, exhorted them to be patient, and said, "There is no compulsion in religion." But all that changed drastically when he came to power. Then killing and slaying non-believers was justified in countless verses with harshness and without mercy. The verses quoted to prove Islam's tolerance ignore the many others that bear no trace of tolerance or forgiveness. The Prophet himself set an example of violence by invading Jewish settlements, breaking treaties he had signed with them, and banishing some after confiscating their belongings, massacring others, and taking their wives and children as slaves. To his soldiers, he distributed the women captured in his raids, keeping the prettiest for himself. These are not stories but records from authentic Islamic history and the Hadith. One can argue that such behavior was not unknown or unusual among conquerors and leaders of the medieval world. But it is certainly not befitting of a peaceful saint or of someone who claimed to be the mercy for all creation. I have been fighting every day against injustice and inequality. against religious terrorism and superstition, against bigotry and obscurantism. I have been fighting for human rights, women's rights, freedom of expression, and humanism. I do not fear to tell the truth. And I call upon you, atheists, rationalists, secularists, and freethinkers, stand firm, speak, write, protest, educate, mentor, defend the silenced. Do not whisper when voices must roar. Do not compromise when truth must be spoken. Do not bow when reason demands defiance. Together, we will tear down walls of religious extremism. Together, we will bring light to the darkness. This is our duty. This is our honor. This is our fight. Let us be fearless. Let us be relentless. Let us be unshakable. We are the bearers of reason. We are the defenders of free speech and human rights. We are the voices of the oppressed. Let's secularize people and society to cultivate a scientific temper and to liberate the world from religious bigotry and superstition. And in the end, truth will outlast tyranny, justice will triumph over oppression, and reason will conquer fear. I have been living in exile for 31 years. I was thrown out of my country 31 years ago. My crime was, I said, religious scriptures are out of time and out of place. You know, I have no home. I'm a Bengali writer, but I have no place in Bengal. Bangladesh expelled me. Even West Bengal threw me out of the country for no fault of mine. But I have a home. My home is the heart of every rationalist, the heart of every freethinker, the heart of every secularist, the heart of every humanist. Their solidarity is my shelter. Their love is my country. I regret nothing. I will not retreat. Until my last breath, I will fight against fundamentalism, against extremism, against intolerance. I will fight for freedom, for equality, for human dignity. I, for one, will not be silenced. I will not be silenced, come what may. Thank you. Thank you very much.